Behind me is single-handedly the best way to transport, present, protect, and display your vehicle's exotic when in the tow truck industry. Here we are presenting the Papis tow truck enclosure.
Storm.
What's up, everybody? Here at Papis, we're known to build just about anything from mild to wild. Behind me, we have another example of something else that we also love to manufacture. We did our first one about a couple years ago for a good friend of mine. His name is Marley at Professional Auto Transport. Now we just completed our second tow truck enclosure. This one is for our boys over in Maryland called Blair's Towing. Look at this enclosure. This is already a beautiful truck featuring a Jordan shark-finned bed. This 22-foot bed is already the ideal bed setup for the guys that are towing the exotic cars and all the cars that have that nice low stance that we all love. This enclosure is a fully encapsulated, fully weatherproof enclosure for your supercar towing business. You're gonna notice this enclosure is gonna feature every single panel out of aluminum, every single rivet out of aluminum, all aluminum TIG welding as well, and you're gonna notice full aluminum brightwork around the vehicle. A couple key benefits about this enclosure versus the tarp setup is that this enclosure offers true weather soundproofing. In other words, the weather outside is not indicative of how the inside of the tow truck enclosure is going to be. Ease of operation, number one, with the simple controls of going up and down with either onboard controls or our electronic solenoid, which will also hook up to the app in future provisions, and the customizability of the enclosure style. You're gonna notice on this particular enclosure, they went for a full enclosure with only a rear window and an access window for the front for the driver to have visibility into the load. You're gonna notice endless customizable opportunities as far as lighting, whether it goes high-hots. This customer opted for LED strips up top. You could do RGBWs if you wanna make the inside any different. There's endless customizable options, and not to mention the wow factor. The wow factor when presenting either A, a delivery, B, a special appearance, or C, any other impressive one-off vehicle. You cannot compare to showing up and pulling this out and seeing exactly what you're trying to reveal come out of this thing. You know, you can put whatever you want in here. The second this box opens up and the lights are on, the show is on for whatever is inside this tow truck. A couple of the provisions that make this tow truck enclosure not only operate well, but also allow for operator safety are going to be the locking mechanism. You're going to notice these brackets that we make on the inside, super accessible while standing on the floor, easy to grab and unlatch. The locks themselves grab onto the actual pistons. So that means that this whole enclosure is actually sustained by the strength of the actual cylinder body versus the actual hydraulics. Nothing else in the tow truck industry can compare as far as safety. And as far as alignment procedure goes, even if you were in an uneven surface, the tow truck enclosure is also going to have guides. These guides are going to allow this box to slide within your deck, whether you have a railed deck or a non-railed deck. We can have these provisions for the box to always slide inside and always keep true squareness of the product. Another beautiful aspect is being able to reach for your strapping purposes. You're going to notice no matter how far forward, you have full access, even to within 12 to 18 inches of the front of the enclosure while in the safe zone. When you're going to enter and exit the vehicle that you're now loading, you're going to notice that the vehicle also has clearance for the mirrors itself, even while loaded in a correct position. You might be asking width. This is a 102 bed. This is the 1.5-inch version, which makes the frame a lot more structural. And we still have 89 inches of width. If we look at the widest supercars that we have, like the Tourbillon or the Revuelto, we can still bring the trucks inside. We can still bring the cars inside, and we can still have full clearance for the wheels to the Rams and not have to be mitigating that risk. Driver and tow truck opportunities are going to allow for the driver to either drive this vehicle in and still be able to get outside of the vehicle, or more likely than not, winch the vehicle up. You have endless options as far as a free spool winch latch option. You also have, if you're gonna do an air winch latch option, speccing out the bed prior to speccing out the actual enclosure is gonna be your best opportunity. That way you could probably get a best spec bed version for the enclosure. Like I said, the enclosure is endless. You're gonna have true railing. We're going to looking to upgrade this aluminum brightwork to stainless brightwork in other provisions or for a definitive upgrade. We're also going to be allowing this to work for both shark fin style beds like this Jordan bed and also the foldable bed. Structure is also going to have the same 0.060 or 0.030 aluminum sheeting, also with rivets, and then sealed on top with a siliconized rubber. It's also going to be using the same 0.030 or 0.060 aluminum, and it's going to be sealed up top with the same acrylic or siliconized coating up top to give true weatherproofing to the inside of this enclosure. If you notice the glass on this is not a piece of acrylic. The glass on this is actual DOT rated safety glass. The safety glass that you would find in every windshield on every single vehicle is the same spec and the same rating that's on this enclosure. In the odd occurrence of a chip or something happening, the glass will stay together and it will stay tight, and you won't get little pieces of glass on your $1 million supercar that you're going to be revealing to your customer. Safety is our number one concern, and definitely wow factor's got to be our number two concern. I don't think there's anything out in the market, if you're in this industry, to try to reveal, deliver, and showcase a product for your tow truck company today. If you're looking to purchase one of these, or you're looking to ask about any questions about this enclosure for your company, make sure to contact us in any of the many ways. It could be as simple as a comment below. It could be a direct message on any of the social media platforms, or also a simple phone number. As you can see, this is not just an easy product that we have on the shelf. This is a custom built product depending on your needs and depending on your specs and depending on your truck. So make sure to contact us in any way possible if you have any questions or any ideas on a future build of similar sorts. We're now changing the ideas on different box styles. A new future box style would include a rear spoiler similar to like what the race truck trailers have, to be able to house rear lighting as well. And in the front, a chamfer style to try to keep the uniformity and the aerodynamic look of the vehicles up front right by the beacon.